Poke Nerds, welcome in. Thanks so much for being here. It is finally release day for Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia in the Japanese side of things. Very excited to take a look at some of the numbers on release day here. We've got listings on eBay for booster boxes, for special illustration rares, for the MUR gold rarities. We're going to dive into all of that stuff here today. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Without any further delay, we're going to dive into it with the booster box prices right now on eBay. That is going to be one of the places you can find them. You can also just Google Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia booster boxes, potentially find them in the mid 80s. I think is what you're looking at right now for a reasonable price on the secondary market. Those prices are very high compared to what you're usually looking at for Japanese booster boxes. These are wild prices, but we are in wild times in the Pokemon market. There has never been this much excitement about a base set, and B, just in general with the market. All of the Japanese booster box prices are much higher than normal. I think MSRP is still in like the 40s, $45, $50 range in Japan for these types of things. Obviously, yen to American US dollar. So, yes, these prices are extremely high. I would also advise, people to wait, see what happens for a couple weeks. But if you just got to get your hands on Mega Brave or Mega Symphonia right now, and you want to do it on eBay, make sure you're buying from a reputable seller. I would also say make sure that the product you're buying has shrink wrap, not because you necessarily want to hold it, but maybe you do. But even if you're just looking to open, I would want shrink wrap, even though the Japanese boxes, they do have more of a, like, let's say there is no shrink wrap. There's still a seal, like a rip seal. So you could tell that it was still sealed, but I would still want it to have shrink wrap. That's just me personally. You can look on eBay. You can look around the web. There's several websites that stock Japanese booster boxes. I think if you're going to try to find it right now, mid 80s is probably the best you're going to do. Again, I would advise to wait just a little bit, see if the market cools off, gets down into the 70s. You never know how these things will play out. But this is Mega Brave. We've also got Mega Symphonia. Similar price. And you see this says no shrink wrap right here, right? I would want shrink wrap. That's just me personally. I would want to have the most security in purchasing these products. And again, make sure it's a reputable seller who has sold a lot, who has, basically 100% positive reviews. So those are the booster boxes. I think, again, looking around 80s, mid 80s for a reasonable price. Yes, there are going to be prices higher than that, but you should be able to find prices, whether it be online or even go to your local game store. My local card store that I visit often, they're going to have it this weekend, probably going to be in the mid 80s. So I'll definitely be looking to secure that way. I do want to get my hands on a booster box because I'm just fired up to potentially open up and find a Mega Lucario, whether it be the special illustration rare or the MUR gold rarity. And speaking of the MUR gold rarity, Mega Ultimate Rare, a brand new rarity. We are just looking at the solds here. There's not a lot of listings for these yet. They're extremely rare, and obviously we're just starting to get these listings populated, but there have been 3 sales here so far. Assuming these are actually legitimate, you're seeing $579, basically $580, one for $755, and then another one for $570. So I think in the mid 500s is what we're looking at here for these brand new rarity type gold cards. To me, are these gold cards better than the Crown Zenith gold cards? Those were special illustration rare, basically alt art style gold cards. These are just heavily textured and probably the second coolest gold cards we've ever seen. I think that's fair to say. But these prices are absolutely wild, unbelievable to see how expensive they are. It's basically the Mega Evolution or Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia version of what Black and White did with the BWR rarities, in my opinion. That's what I'm seeing here. So then we've got one sold for Mega Gardevoir EX MUR at $450. I would imagine that price will actually go up and probably exceed Mega Lucario. The current listings I saw were much higher than that, but you do have one sale at 450. 97.7% positive is in that range where I'm starting to be like, okay, I need to look at these reviews and see why we're only at 97.7%. And I know that seems extremely high, but on eBay, seller reviews should be, again, almost at 100. Looking at the SIR Pokemon cards, here's Mega Lucario EX, and this is SAR in Japanese, obviously. In English, it's SIR. Mega Lucario EX Special Art Rare. We are looking at around $100. Honestly, for this card, I could see that price staying similar. I could see that not really dipping much early, but it might. So again, I always advise if you're going to pick up singles of the Japanese to wait a little bit, and in English as well. Almost every set has significant price dips right after release in terms of the singles, but I do absolutely love this card. It'll be fascinating to see where it ends up landing in all of these special art rares from Japanese. But you got Mega Lucario fighting Mega Venusaur. You've got in the background, down here, you've got Kangaskhan, Mawile, all the megas, right? Manectric, Abomasnow, Latias. It is a really, really cool card. You've got Mega Gardevoir, SAR. And this is the one right here. I think that this is going to be, let's type in SAR. This is going to be the one that really sets the tone for the special art rares. The MURs are going to be the most expensive cards, but the special art rares, Mega Gardevoir is certainly outpacing Mega Lucario in terms of the value of this card. Crazy stuff. And it's a beautiful card. One of the coolest Gardevoir cards we've ever seen. Maybe the best. It's certainly up there. Y'all can also see these full art cards are some of the coolest full arts we've ever seen. With the Mega Pokemon in front, the silhouette of the regular version of that Pokemon in the back. Very cool stuff. We're going to continue looking at these SARs, going to go through all the SARs here, but first, do want to remind y'all, we launched channel memberships this week. It's $2.99 a month, and there will be channel member exclusive giveaways every single week. The first one will be announced, the winner will be announced next Friday, August 8th, and the giveaway features Pikachu EX Gold Hyper Rare from Surging Sparks, Steven's Rival Battle Deck, and Marnie's Rival Battle Deck. One channel member is going to win all three of those prizes. Very exciting stuff. Really appreciate all the channel members who have already signed up. And then we've also got a giveaway for the Kingdra EX Special Illustration Rare. You do not have to be a channel member for that one. All you have to do is go check out our video on the top 10 Scarlet and Violet promos. Like that video, comment your favorite promo from Scarlet and Violet on that video, and then also subscribe to this channel for your chance to win this card. That'll be announced next Monday or Tuesday in the comment section of that video. Again, really appreciate y'all being here. So, Mega Gardevoir, EX, SAR, again, pacing the market in terms of the special art rares or special illustration rares in English. We've got Venusaur, EX, special art rare. This is interesting. Obviously, you're going to want to pick up the set of 3 with Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and then Mega Venusaur. These are really cool, really unique. You see that set of 3 right there for $100. Again, you want to make sure you're buying from reputable sellers. You got to watch out for that. This card looks like it's in the 70s right now. The full set around $100. Very, very desirable connected arts there, and just how unique is it? How unique is it? I was actually hoping that we would see the opposite end of the fight with Venusaur and Lucario. We didn't get that in Brilliant Stars with Charizard and Venusaur. We're not getting it here with Venusaur and Lucario, but I can't complain because this is really unique, really fun art style. So in the 70s there, Mega Latias EX SAR also in that same price. Looks like maybe you can get it in the 60s. So this is a I think it's an awesome card. I really want to see it in person to see the background a little bit better, but we've talked about it a lot here. This really exemplifies the idea that Latios and Latios are based off of, jet airplanes. It's absolutely soaring through the sky at extreme speeds. So very cool Latios. Latios needs some love. Latios definitely needs some love. All right, we've got Mega Absol EX special art rare, the cheapest one we have seen so far. Looks like there's prices in the 30s. A lot of prices in the 30s, highs in the 40s. But this card is super cool. To me, I immediately think of the Noivern from Evolving Skies that is kind of diving through the cityscape, looking a lot like the Dark Knight Batman. This is more like the White Knight Gargoyle, but you've also got the city, the skyscrapers in the background. It's dark. Absol posing like a gargoyle on top of a building. Mega Absol there. I think that's a really good card. Mega Kangaskhan EX special art rare, another really cool one. Again, in the mid 30s, close to 40. This is a cool art, and I love Mega Kangaskhan because you get the cub up out of the pouch, and I like this one because you've kind of got the panoramic wide angle lens view of these guys, and you've got the little baby Kangaskhan coming out at you, kind of attack style. Looks like they're going into battle. Love it. And then we've got Lily. Lily's Determination. Not a big surprise here that Lily is receiving some major love on the Japanese side. These prices are insane. Honestly, I guess you could say that this is the most expensive card right now in Japanese. Lily's Determination. And it's a cool card. It is. It's definitely up there price-wise, with the MUR rarities. I love the flowers. It's a very pretty card. And Lily is an extremely popular trainer. Lieutenant Surge, on the other hand, getting no love. The Lieutenant Surge SAR. I'm definitely going to get this because, Lieutenant Surge, I remember trying to go face Lieutenant Surge back in the day, both in Gen 1 and Gen 2. And, this is very Lieutenant Surge. Nostalgia, cool art style, unique art style. So that will definitely be added to my collection. Very cheap prices right here, $10. Then we've got the Wally, which is receiving some more love. I guess I understand because this is much more like artsy. I can see the textures with the colors really popping on this card. So I get why it's a little bit more expensive, closer to the $20 range. I personally would rather have Lieutenant Surge. That's just my preference, just based on my history and interaction with the games. But another cool special art rare trainer card, and the final special art rare trainer card we're looking at here today is Acerola's Mischief. And this one, not up there with Lily, but certainly much more expensive than Lieutenant Surge or Wally. And it's around $190, $200, something like that. Definitely don't go paying $300 for that one. But another card where like the purples and the golds, I think will really pop with the texture. Very nice card. And I think, the Acerola and the Wally kind of go together in Mega Symphonia. The Lieutenant Surge is definitely the most unique, in my opinion, of these three trainer cards that are special art rares. But that'll do it here. Had a really good time looking at this stuff. I would still advise you to wait a little bit, but if you've got to get your hands on a booster box, make sure you're buying from a reputable seller. Try to get it, I would say, at the highest in the mid 80s, because again, these prices are ridiculous, but it is a ridiculous time in the hobby. Some of these singles, I would wait a little bit, just see how the market ends up dictating itself. But you can also take a look at certainly some of the illustration rares that are going to be a lot cheaper and easier to pull. In these Japanese booster boxes, you're guaranteed usually at least 3 illustration rares. I have pulled more than 3 illustration rares from a Japanese booster box. You're going to get 1 SR or better, which could be a full art. It could be a special illustration rare. It could be an MUR rarity. It's more than likely going to be a full art, but probably every 2, 3, maybe 4 at worst. Generally, booster boxes in Japan, you're going to be getting special illustration rare. Have no idea how rare those MUR cards are yet, but I imagine it's similar to the BWR rarity in terms of how rare they are. Going to be very difficult to pull. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, supporting this channel. Again, check out the channel membership in the description below. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe, and y'all have a great one.